Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general mid-month reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the last 2 weeks of January. I hope you are well. I hope that if you celebrate Christmas, it was a good one, surrounded by people that you love. I think you know by now how these videos go, so I'm not going to bother explaining it. We're just going to get straight into the reading. So just put those in there. Could I have 3 cards for Cancer's current energy, please? There's 1 and 2 and 3. Ooh, I like this very much. Ooh, so we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and we have the Magician, which is an energy that is remarkably similar to what came up for Capricorn, interestingly enough. I don't know if you have any associations with Capricorn, or maybe you have it in your, top 3. But we have the Fool here, which is different to Capricorn. This is the start of a new cycle of some description. Now, Capricorn had the Wheel of Fortune rather than the Magician. But either way, I'm going to open this back up again so I don't asphyxiate. This is a lovely energy, Cancer. It's really, really nice. The 9 of Pentacles is self-sufficiency, it's independence, it's taking care of your own needs, it's nurturing your own garden, It's it's nice to see for you, because there is a predisposition in Cancer energy towards codependency, and I say that as someone with their Venus in Cancer, beg your pardon. But this looks like you have a really strong sense of not only who you are and what you're worth, it's what you bring to the table here. I'm looking at that bird in her hand there, and it's like you're so nurturing, and that's been misused at times, like not only by you, but certainly misused and abused by other people over the years. And what she's handing over there is not something that she's put all the effort into, right? Like, she's created her garden. What she's got here is something light and something fluid, and she's like, if you want it, you can have it. If not, then, don't worry about it. But we've got this Ace of Cups here. Now, yes, Ace of Cups is new love, and perhaps it might be for you. But increasingly, as time goes on, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups referring more to a sense of self-worth, a sense of self-love, if you will. It's about really understanding what is good and wonderful about you as an emotional being, as a sensitive being, rather than, knocking that in yourself and going, oh God, I'm so emotional and I'm so this, that and the other, and going, no, like, I am exactly all of these things and this is awesome. And really feeling that in yourself. And the sense of empowerment that I'm getting here off the Magician is tremendous. Now, with this Fool at the bottom of the deck here, it could well be that you are undertaking some sort of change. And what I like about it is that the Fool card doesn't necessarily, well, actually almost by definition, doesn't require you to know where you're going. It's just an intuitive pull that you're going in the right direction. It is a new start, often, of some description, but it could just be a new way of doing things. But you have the Fool and you have the Magician. You also have the Ace of Cups. There are cards that are right at the end of the cycle, and there are cards that are right at the beginning as well. And so there's, without going into specifics, it's obvious that something has changed within you, and I feel like that is very much within you, rather than it being something external to you. But let's have a look at this Magician, because there's an innate knowledge here with the Magician that you have what you need, right? Whatever it is that you're trying to do, you've got everything that you need in front of you. Tell me about the Magician, please. We've got here, we have the 2 of Wands. More beginning energy. Tell me about Magician. And we've got the Star. You're in planning mode. We've got the Ace of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, as acting as a shadow card here. So that's the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Coincidentally, Capricorn ended up with all 4 aces for their reading. But the newness is all around you. And it doesn't seem to have just come in sideways. This is very much self-generated. Maybe you're looking at the world in a different way, through different eyes. But with this Two of Wands here, I don't feel necessarily that you're at a crossroads and it's a big, dark, terrible thing. Like, oh, I need to pick one thing over another and I don't know if I'm going the right way. Like with the Fool being here, it says you're going the right way, and it doesn't really matter what you are doing right now. It just feels like it's right for you. But with the Star, it feels more like you are planning your next steps on something, right? The Star is a vision for the future here for you. It is casting your eye to the horizon and saying, I want to go over there. I am going to go over there. How I'm going to get there, I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to take that path. I'm going to amble towards it, because Ace of Swords is that clarity. Maybe the clarity is coming from knowing that you have changed and you don't fit in where you were. Like, honestly, every single reading has had this this theme of having outgrown a situation that they find themselves in at the moment, right? Really coming through very, very strongly. And all the signs that I've read for so far are instituting some sort of change. And they're all positive, even though for some of the signs they feel quite quite stuck and restricted, and things are ending that they didn't really want to end. But for you, it's kind of different. I don't feel any sense of concern for what is closing out here for you at all. There's none. It's Cancer. It is Capricorn, your opposite sign. I'd have to sit and work that out, but I think that no, it can't be. No, it's not. Scratch that. But it's certainly over the other side. But where you are is good, and it's going to get better. That's the feeling that I have coming from you here. It's not that you're desperately uncomfortable and so things need to change. More it is that you feel like you're master and commander of your own ship, and that feels really, really good to you. It actually leaves you feeling like the world is your oyster. It doesn't matter what you do. Like I said, it's going to be right because you're following your intuition, and it has taken such a long time for you to be able to trust that little voice, and yet here it is. Let's have a look at the lesson here for you, Cancer. The lesson for Cancer. We have the Page of Wands. We have the King of Wands. Beautiful. I love that progression. One more please for Cancer. And the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. Got the Star at the bottom of the deck here as well. Lots of Aquarian energy for you here. So, the Page to the Wands makes lots of sense, because it's much like we see with that Two of Wands. Like, the Page is about kind of planning. It's about, getting excited about what you are going to build, the actions that you are going to take, even if they're not happening yet. But, before you have this wonderful blaze that the King of Wands has in front of him there, and, the ability to be able to channel that fire into, whatever it is that you're doing, you must first build the fire. And that's where you are right now. It's about logistics, I think, at this point. And certainly there's a sense that of something. Now you're looking to fashion your external world so that it reflects your internal world. And this Two of Pentacles here, speaking of internal balance, which you seem to have achieved quite nicely, right? It's like, how do you get your actions to match how you feel in here? How do you get your external world to match what you have going on internally. That's what you're dealing with at the moment, and that's what the situation that you find yourself in as we speak. Has been bringing towards you. Tell me about this Two of Pentacles, please. Yeah, you come a long, long way, baby. Hard work there. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Like, you have put the work in. And we have the Ten of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Empress. It feels like, rather than struggling against yourself now, Cancer, rather than offering your cup in directions where they were not appreciated, you kind of learned the hard way that that cup only should have ever been directed towards you. We've got the Chariot card, which is the card of Cancer, underneath that Eight of Pentacles there. And the result is you are feeling incredibly powerful right now. You've got the Magician and the Empress, both of them engaged in the task of bringing something to manifestation. The Magician energy is all about putting the intent out there. But knowing that you have everything that you need to make that occur. The Empress is about the process of birthing that and bringing it out into the world. Your energy feels very different, Cancer. I like it. I like it very much. Let's get you some cards of advice, although I don't feel like you particularly need any advice at the moment, because you seem to have everything in hand. Some advice for Cancer. Shit. There we go. What do we have here? We have the Ten of Cups. What do we have? We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the Death card. Right, but the Death card is in reverse. Right, so we'll skip to this one first, because it's the major arcana that's come out, right? It's beware of resisting, right? Anything that is trying to close out in your life at the moment, it's time to let it, you know, just go with the flow almost, actually. Every little thing that is removed from your environment at this point is something that enables you to refocus that energy on something else, right? Resisting the Death card and everything that it indicates, you know, transformation and endings of things, but also innately within that, the beginnings of things. It's holding you back. So if there is any part of your existence where you are kind of still struggling a little bit, and we see the Ten of Wands there, so there is still a little bit of a struggle going on, it's time to step back and perhaps examine why it is that you are trying to resist it in the first place. You know, that might be a path to something that you had not noticed within yourself till this point. But Ten of Cups and Ten of Wands. Don't stop aiming for this, because this is coming, right? This is a card of community. It's a card of complete emotional fulfillment. Cancer does best when Cancer has a community around them that they can trust, that is interdependent rather than codependent. And it's something I think that a lot of Cancers have struggled with for a long time. It's just like, oh, it's just the wrong people. Everybody's always taking advantage of me and all that sort of thing. But because you have realized that you are the key here, the change that you have instituted within yourself will inevitably end up with you attracting more of the right kind of people towards you. I don't want to say right kind of people, but the ones that are vibrating at the level that you find yourself now, right? When you put out an air of needing to have someone to look after, what you attract is people who need looking after. And I think that you're past that. You're entirely past that now, Cancer. What you want is people who are resonating at your own level, right? You want meaning and purpose. Yes, you want to be of service, and that's such a high vibe kind of intent. But it has to be channeled in the right way and with the right people. And what you're looking for are the right people who are sad, in a Nine of Cups frequency, in and of themselves, and then in that way the sum becomes more, the whole becomes more than the sum of its parts. Which is not to say you're not important. It's like everything comes together to make it even better than it is. You know, you might find that you've got some new people headed towards you, you know, just chance meetings, when you start talking to someone and you're like, actually, you're pretty cool, you know, and start building friendships that way. But whatever it is that you are struggling with, the last vestiges of what you are struggling with, the end is in sight if you allow it to be so, rather than resisting it. Right, Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. Please accept my huge gratitude in your patience, waiting for me to come back while I sorted out things that needed doing at my end. I'm very grateful. You are very appreciated, so thank you for that. You know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.